Shalom, 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 Yasharala. This your boy, Brother Samuel, back at you with another edifying video. Right, today's topic is going to be called, it would be unwise to think that next year will be better. Right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Kahala Yahweh, Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rekach Radash. Right, that's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh, and his only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahweh Shai, and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone from Tahar on down, who have ruled well through the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel to the four corners of the earth. So, like I said, today's topic and lesson is going to be called, it will be unwise to think that next year will be better, right? And, you watch on the news, you see everything that's going on, you talk to people, right? And they all have that same consistency, right? They all say consensus. They all say that, oh man, I can't wait till 2023. Oh, it's just going to be so much better. Oh, I can't wait till next year, And they're saying it like it's going to be better, right? They don't understand, They don't, especially don't understand, these scriptures, right? Now, I know that Apostle Tahar and some of the other elders, right? They talk about that 2022 was the year of the Lord's turn up, right? Of Yahweh Shem Shai's turn up, man. 2022 was the year of the turn up, right? So what more would it be in 2023, right? If we just seen how it's going out in a bang, right? You got all types of stuff going on, right? So if 2022 is being turned up, how much more would 2023 be, right? And that's the thing, we have to be, we can't be, simple in the mind. We got to be wise in the spirit, man, right? So let's get this real quick. I got a couple precepts I'm going to go through, right? This is the book of Psalm, right? Chapter 19. And verse number 7, and it reads, the law of Yahweh Shem Shai is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of Yahweh Shem Shai is sure, making wise the simple, right? And that latter part is what I want, right? It says, the testimony of Yahweh Shem Shai is sure, making wise the simple, right? So those who are unwise or foolish, right? It says that the testimony of Yahweh Shem Shai will make them wise, right? And how is that? So you wouldn't say things like, hey, I can't wait till next year, man. No, next year's got to be better than this, right? But you're speaking carnally, right? You don't understand, right? So that's why the testimony of Yahweh Shem Shai, right, is making wise the simple, right? And what's the testimony of Yahweh Shem Shai, right? Let's get this real quick. Let's go to the book of Revelation 19 and verse 10. Right? It says, the testimony of Yahweh Shem Shai is sure, making wise the simple. This is Revelation 19 and 10. And it says, and I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and the brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy, right? So that spirit of prophecy, right, which is the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, right? That's what's going to make the wise the simple, right? Because if you understood the prophecies, then you would understand, hey, 2023 is not going to be better than 2022. 2022 was the year to turn up. So what more would 2023 be, right? And understanding the prophecies and what's going on, we understand that it's not going to get better, right? So let's get into a little bit of that, right? Yahweh Shai told us himself, right? So let's get into it, right? Let's go to the book of Matthew, right? Matthew, Salakia, chapter 10, verse number 34. And it reads, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. Right? So Yahushua already told you, man. He's not coming to bring peace on this earth, man. He's coming with a sword, right? He's coming with destruction, right? A sword is used for killing and destruction. So he's not coming for peace, man, right? And a lot of these the Christianity, the doctrine that they think is just that peace and prosperity doctrine, right? But that's not according to the scriptures, right? That's not according to the scriptures. The scriptures tell you that, hey, Yahushua told you, right? He's the spirit of prophecy. He told you, I'm not come to send peace on earth. I'm come. I read it again, Salakia. This is Matthew 10:34. It says, "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword." Right? And let's get that real quick. Let's go to Salakia, Second Ezra, and we're gonna go to 16, and let's go to verse 3. Right? It said, "A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back?" Right? A sword is sent upon you. Destruction is sent upon you. Death is sent upon you. Who can turn it back? Right? Yahushua said, "I ain't come to bring peace. I come to bring that sword." Right? And nobody's gonna be able to bring that pull that sword back, man. Yahweh Shemal Shai said he's coming with it. Right? All right. Let's go to let's keep going with Yahweh Shai, right? Let's go to Luke. Right? Let's see what Luke got to say, right? In the book of Luke. Let's see what Yahweh Shai says in the book of Luke. This is Luke chapter 12 and verse number 49, right? And it reads, this is Yahweh Shai, speaking again. It says, "I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it already be kindled?" Right? So Yahweh Shai is telling you, right? It's not about to be hugs and kisses, man. It's not about to be peace. It's not about to be a better. If anything, it's going to turn up more, right? So it says, I am come to send fire on the earth. And what will I if it already be kindled? Right? Let's get that, right? Let's go back to 2nd Ezra 16:4. It says, "A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?" Right? You ain't gonna be able to put out these fires, man. Right? And we know that even if I'm not mistaken, last year, right, 2021, or was it 2020? Hey, they had the wildfires, man, that was burning everything up on the West Coast. Right? It was burning up everything on the West Coast, man. Right? Now you got these wars popping off, right? These conflicts between nations, right? Everything is rising up. You have volcanoes, remember, erupting. I'm not mistaken if it's not last year, the year before too. You had all these volcanoes erupting, right, out of nowhere, right? You have fires. You had all this stuff, man, right? But Yahushua said, "I come to send fire on the earth. And what will I if it already be kindled?" Right? Because when Yahushua comes, right, them ICBM missiles is already going to be World War III going on. The ICBM missiles is going to be ready to hit this place, Babylon in America, to turn this place into a lake of fire. Right? So Yahushua and the angels are coming. Right? They're going to beam up the elect. Right? And this place is going to be smithereens. This place is going to be nothing but ashes and smoke, man. Right? Let's go back to so it would be foolish for us to say that next year is going to be better, right? We looking for next year, man. It's going to be, it's going to be so much better, man. I'm tired of, hey, it's not, right? Let's get this, right? Let's stay in the book of 2nd Ezra, and let's go to verse 37, right? So this is what we got to understand, man, that this thing is just heating up. It says, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, this is the Apocrypha, right? Verse 37, it says, "Behold, the plagues draw near and are not slack." Right? So these plagues are going to, they're not going, how they were before, where they would just, they one would start and then it would die off and doing stuff. Hey, these plagues are going to become more and more frequent and more occurring at a constant rate, right? It says, verse 38, as when a woman with child in the ninth month bringeth forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment, right? So like a woman with contractions who's about to have a baby, right? Those contractions get closer and closer and closer and closer, right? Until the baby comes, right? But that's how this is going to be. These plagues are going to keep coming. They're going to come quicker. They're going to come quicker, and they're going to come quicker, right? There's not going to be, and it's not going to be a slack to them. It says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side, right? So sorrows are going to come upon it from every side, right? And Yahushua talked about that too, right? Because Yahushua, remember, is the spirit of prophecy, the testimony of prophecy, right? So let's get this, right? Salakia, this thing got a mind of its own. Let's go to Matthew, right? We're going to go to the book of Matthew again. We're going to go to 24, and we're going to start at verse number 6, right? And it reads, Matthew 24:6, it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, right? So it would be foolish to think that 2023 was going to be better when 2022 is the year of the turn up, man. Right? It says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, right? And we've been seeing that. There shall be famines, right? We've had, shortages of baby formula. We've had shortages of different things, right? So we know a famine is coming, man. And pestilence, right? We already know the pestilence is going. It says, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, right? So Yahushua is telling you, right, that all these are the beginning of the sorrows, right, of the earth, and for the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, are the Israelites, man, right? That these are the signs that you're going to see to know that these are the beginning of the sorrows, right? All right, let's go to let's get that in Second Ezra, right? 16. Let's go to verse number 18, right? It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Right? So Ezra is, when he's seeing this stuff, and he's like, what am I going to do when basically this stuff hits the fan, man? What am I going to do? That was his thinking, right? It says, behold, famine and plagues, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, right? It says, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. Even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So even at that moment, it's going to be, you think things are going to be good, right? But but what it's telling us is, guess what? There's going to be evil and evil things to come, right? When we think that everything is going to be good, right? When people say peace, peace, suddenly destruction comes, right? Paraphrasing, right? It says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the others that shall escape hunger shall the sword destroy, right? And that sword, right, is these plagues. That ultimate sword is those ICBM missiles that are going to hit this place, man. It's going to cause destruction, right? So that's what we got to understand. Like when we sit here, and if people, continue this, I can't wait till next year. Hey, next year it's going to be turned up even more. The dollars is going to get turned up even more, and it's going to be even more quicker. Like I said, the plagues are going to come like a woman in travail, right? So it's unwise to say that 2023 or next year is going to be better than this, and it's already turned up, right? Because the Bible and the Bible, that's why the prophecy is so important, because it tells you what's going on, so you know what to expect, right? We know that tribulation is coming, and that's why we can be a little more at peace, because we know what the scriptures say, right? And we can see the things coming, right? So we're not ignorant of Satan's devices and what he's got going on, right? So let's go to 2nd Ezra 14 and 16, right? Because and it reads, "For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter," right? So we already, we read the news, we talk about it, man, like, man, this place is sick, this place is crazy. But it says, "For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter." So it would be very unwise to say that, it's going to be better next year. It's going to be better, right, for the coming up, when it's telling you already what's going to be happening, right? It says, "For look how much," oh no, Salaki, that's all I want, right? It says, "For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter," right? And then that got me to thinking about this precept. Let's see. Let's go to the book of 2 Timothy, right? 2 Timothy 3 and verse number 13. And it reads, "But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived," right? So, and we see all the time on the news, man. You see, you know, men and women like killing their children, right? Killing each other. Like, it just gets crazy. Like, babies, it's all types of madness going on, right? But it says, "But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived," right? They're going to be out here deceiving, right? And the ultimate deceiver we know, right, is Esau, right? And it's going to be, we think he's evil now, but it's going to be even more evil things that he's going to be trying to do, man, right? The scriptures say that he can't sleep until he causes mischief, right? He can't sleep, have a peaceful sleep, unless he can think of some way to destroy, the so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, because you are the Israelites. You are basically his enemy, man. So he can't sleep. He tosses and turns unless he can come up with ways to try to destroy you, right? And that's why we got to be wise in here, man. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, right? Because we know that ultimately, when it says, it's going to be he's going to wax worse and worse, because he's going to be at his full strength of wickedness, man, right? The Most High is going to help him unleash all his wickedness so he can get it all out. You know what I mean? This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 71. It says, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushai," right? And his anger is going to be towards, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? The Israelites, because you are God's chosen people. You are the people that the Most High has chose as a nation of people to be his own, right? And Esau can't stand that, right? So guess what? They said they're going to be like a madman, sparing none, right? They're just going to be unleashed in their full fury, man, right? Let's get this, right? So, and this is why I just keep saying that it would be unwise, when people keep saying, "Hey, next year's got to be better. It's got to be better." Hey, it's like the definition of insanity, man. You keep thinking, hey, you're doing the same thing, right? If you're not doing nothing to change it, if you're not doing nothing to help it out, hey, man, it's the definition of insanity, right? We got to get out of that mentality, right? And come to where we can be wise, which is through these scriptures and the testimony, right? Which is the prophecies, right? This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 22. It says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty," right? And we had a little, we keep getting little samples, right, throughout this year, right? We saw how the food storehouses were being burnt down mysteriously. They were burning down all across. The fields, right, were being unsown, right? They weren't growing nothing. We saw the cattle, dying in mass amounts mysteriously. You saw it was a video circling around, where it was, man, looked like thousands of cows, right, that were just dead lying on the side of the road, right? So just understand that there's things in the working, right? We see gas prices going up, right? We see all these different man-made disasters and these natural disasters that's causing havoc, right? That's going to cause these storehouses to be suddenly empty, right? Because that's what they want to do, right? They want to control the food, right? Because they know that people will do anything, right? And we see these little things where people are getting locked down, and what do? Hey, they trying to break out. They trying to go get food. They trying to do all these different things, right, to survive. They go into survival mode, and they become like uh they become like beasts, man. Right? They go to their beast like mentality because it's just about survival, eating and surviving, right? And they're not gonna care, right? So guess what do you think's gonna happen when these storehouses get empty? Right? You think your neighbor gonna come and knock on your door and, hey, you think I can borrow, a cup? No, man. Hey, when they don't have food, what do you think they're gonna go? They're gonna try to kick down your door to see if you got food, to see if you got clothing, see if you got stuff, right? They're not gonna care about it because the storehouse is gonna be empty. That means somebody got it somewhere and they gotta get it, right? So this is what we gotta understand of what's coming, man. Right? These are the things that's coming, right? And this is the book of I'm gonna stay in Second Ezra 6. I'm gonna jump down to 24, and it says, "At that time, friends fight one against another like enemies." Right? Because there's not gonna be no food, right? You're gonna be fighting over a piece of bread. You're gonna be fighting, you know what I'm saying? Your family over here eating and my family not, right? It's gonna be chaos and madness. That's when these plagues and these famines are gonna really hit this place, man. Right? It says, "But at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall not stand still, and in the houses they shall not run," right? Because guess what? At that point, too, wisdom and knowledge, it's not going to be just a famine of food, but it's going to be a famine of the word too, right? Where this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, the shut off valve is going to be cut off, and you're not going to be able to go on YouTube, right? Go on the internet. You're not going to be able to go to the corner where you see the brothers teaching, right? And that's why, right now, Yahweh Bashim Shai is flooding this place with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and you got to get it now while you can get it, because you're not going to be able to get it pretty soon, right? Like the scriptures say, man cannot live by bread alone, but by every breath that comes from the Heavenly Father, right? Paraphrasing. So this is what we got to understand, man, right? That this wisdom, knowledge, understanding what's going to happen, understanding these prophecies is going to be important in these last days, because guess what? It's going to be so much chaos and stuff going on, and you got to understand, right? So we know, like, we got these famines coming up. We got all these different things, right? And then we also see with the technology, they're trying to usher in, right, this one world order, and how they're going to do that is by issuing, this CHIP, man, right? This CHIP, right, which is the mark of the beast, right? Let's get this. Let's go to the book of Revelation, right? Right, and if you haven't, if you've been, under a rock or something, and you haven't figured anything out, man, right? Just understand they're pushing hard this this chip to go in your hand, man. This CHIP that's supposed to go in your hand, and that's what the scriptures is talking about in here, man. Right? This to identify you as their property, man. Right? And the Bible tells you clearly, like, if you take that, man, it's no coming back from it, right? So let's get this. I'm just gonna kind of get to the point. Let's go to Revelation 13, and we'll just go to 15, right? And it says he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark, and the name of the beast, and the numbers of his name. Right? Here is the wisdom. Let him that understand count the number of the beast, for it is the number of the man, and his number is 666, right? Which is 666, right? And if you look, you see like the barcodes, right? They actually have that 666 in the barcodes, right? You know, in these chips, right? They have a barcode too that they scan, right? So just understand, man, that, this is about to be serious, and just like they try to do with, with that C-19, right? They try to, first they try to be all nice about, hey, if you take this, right, you won't be sick anymore. You do that, right? And then people still wasn't taking it. Then they got a little more aggressive. Hey, well, we'll give you money if you take it, right? They was offering all types of crazy stuff until the point. Then you seen old Sleepy Joe, man, getting mad and was like, yo, you guys need to take this stuff, and I'm not playing with you, and that's how it's going to be, right? They're going to first try to entice you, and then when they can't entice you, they're going to enforce it on you, right? And it's going to be many people that are going to be put to death who are going to refuse to take this, right? And you got to hold fast to this, because if you take this, right, your ultimate judgment is going to be death, man, right? It's going to be death, and it's going to be that lake of fire, man. There's no coming back from that, because you basically chose who your master was going to be. Instead of choosing Yahweh Shem Yahshua and putting your faith and your trust in you, are you putting your trust, right, in Esau, man, right, who's ultimately going to be destroyed, and then you're going to be destroyed with him, right? So when you start seeing these things, right, they got all these little commercials, they got all these little fancy videos talking about how, oh, this is going to be so convenient. You're going to be able to open your doors. You're going to have all your information. You're not going to need a wallet anymore. Everything is going to be you just scan this and you're going to be good to go, right? And they're going to try to pressure people into that, right? You can see, man, through the spirit, I see women, right, trying to pressure, right, their husbands, and their children to get this stuff, right? Because they want them to eat and they don't want them to have to fend on their own, right? They're gonna give in, and they're gonna try to pressure their men to give in, man. But you gotta hold strong, man. You gotta hold fast to your faith, man. That's why it constantly tells you, man, you gotta keep enduring, right? And constantly re-examine yourself to make sure that you're in the faith, man. Because you got to have faith in these last days. You got to have faith in Yahweh Shem Shai to make it through, right? It ain't going to be, oh, well, next year is going to be better. No, it's not. The prophecies is telling you that it's about to be crazy out here, man. And you just got to understand it, man, right? That's what's going on. And Yahweh Shem Shai has told you through his script, he's told you what's going to happen. So you won't be surprised when you see these things, right? And ultimately, when they're ushering this in, right, that's also going to, turn up Jacob's trouble, man. What Jacob's trouble is for you so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? It's going to be that pressure on you, because all hell is going to be put on you. And the pressure is going to be put on you. It's going to be that time of great trouble, right? Let's get that real quick. What is it? Jeremiah 37, right? And it reads, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, right? And ultimately the elect, right, they're going to be the ones that are going to be saved out of Jacob's trouble, right? Because they're going to have patience in the Lord, and they're going to endure that great tribulation, that time of tribulation, right? But it's going to be hell on Jake, man. You Jake and you Eve, you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American men and women, right, who are going to be out here, who are going to be trying to take, the C-hip, right? You're going to be trying to, keep staying in Esau's face and, in his kingdom and want to deal with all that, man. You're going to catch hell, man, right? Um, but it says, but Jacob, but he shall be saved out of it, right? And let's get this real quick. Matter of fact, I'll wait real quick. I'll wait. Let's get and ultimately, so with Jacob's trouble coming, right, then you're gonna have all these things going on. You're gonna have plagues, you're gonna have famine, right? You're gonna have uproars, wars, right? Let's get this, right? Let's go to Revelation 11 and 14, right? 11 and 14. Revelation 11:14, it says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly, right? And this woe is talking about World War, right? So the second World War has passed, and behold, the third World War come quickly, right? And that's what we got to understand, that this is that ultimate war, the end all be all, right? It ain't gonna be no World War IV. It's the three strikes and you out, man, right? And they've already had two. This third one is coming quickly, right? Because it really hasn't been that long since World War II, right? There's still, if I'm not mistaken, there's still people who, still alive from World War II, right? But this thing is coming quickly, right? Because we see the uproars, we see the nations rising up against each other, right? And it's only going to get worse, man. It's only going to get worse till ultimately World War III pops off, right? And it's going to come quickly, right? So we got to understand, hey, it's not going to be better next year, right? If 2022 was the year of the Lord's turn up, right? Of Yahweh Shema Shai's turn up, right? So that's why we got to constantly, be in these scriptures and watching, right? Let's go to Luke, right? Chapter 21 and verse number 35. And it reads, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man, right? Which is Yahweh Shai, right? So Yahweh Shai is telling you, man, you got to watch and pray always, that you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things, that you can escape Jacob's trouble, that you can escape the sea hip, that you can escape the ultimate judgment, with those ICBM missiles, man, right? Which are those swords that are going to hit this place, the plagues and the sword that's going to hit America and turn this place in a lake of fire, man, right? And now let's go to Revelation, right? So like we were saying, man, if ultimately you have to be chosen to basically to survive this thing, you know what I mean? But, you folks who, are coming into this, hey, don't take the sea hip, man. They're going to make it tantalized. They're going to make it, like it's probably the next thing since sliced bread, man. But you can't do it, man. Right? This is Revelation 3 and 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, right? Because constantly in the scriptures it's telling you, be patient, wait on the Lord, right? It doesn't tell you to wait on Esau and the sea hip. It tells you to wait on Yahweh Shemiah Shai, right? He's the one who's going to save you, right? The sea hip is not gonna save you, right? It's gonna save you for the day of judgment, man, right? But it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth, right? Because Esau is gonna be trying to implant everybody, right? Like I said, rich and poor, small and great, everybody. He's gonna try to implement this on everybody, right? But those who are chosen of the Lord, right? Those who are of the elect, hey, they're not gonna take it. They're not gonna take it. And the Lord said that He's going to look after those who are going to be worthy and going to have the patience and not take this thing, right? And let's get that right. So, and that's why, like I say, the scriptures constantly talk about patience and enduring, right? This is the book of Matthew, right? Chapter 24, verse number 13. And it reads, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved, right? The same is going to be saved. The one who endures unto the end, right? So you got to throw away that Christianity mindset too, man. Brothers and sisters talking about you saved now, but Yahushua said, he that endures until the end ain't near. The end is not here yet. But the same who endures until the end, the same shall be saved, right? Read the scriptures, get the understanding, man. Stop listening to other people, man, and read for yourself, man. Right? These scriptures are in here, right? So when you sit here and you talk about yeah, man, next year got to be better than this, man, because this, hey, it's a foolish statement. Because if you understand prophecy, you understand that it's only going to get worse, right? We waiting for Yahweh Shemi Shai to return, right? We waiting for Yahweh and the angels to return, and we get beamed up, and then when we know we say, hey, then we're gonna rejoice, right? And we're gonna give all praises. We're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory throughout our tribulation, right? But we're not gonna know until if we're saved, right? Lord's will, we're part of that number until we get beamed up in those spaceships or those UFOs or the chariots of the Lord, man. That's when you're gonna know, right? So until then, hey, we can't sit here and say, hey, next year is going to get better when the scriptures clearly tell us that it's not, that it's only going to get worse, right? And this place is going to wax worse and worse. The evil is going to get worse and worse. And at this point, starting now, if you haven't, you got to put your trust in Yahweh Shemi Shai. You got to put your faith in Yahweh Shemi Shai. You got to be patient with Yahweh Shemi Shai, because he's the ultimate person that's gonna save you, man. Right? No human is gonna save you on this earth, right? The government is not gonna save you, right? Your pastor is not gonna save you, man. It's gonna be Yahweh Shemi Shai, right? So with that, I hope this lesson has been edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Radash. Peace and blessings to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, right? Stay focused, keep enduring, keep praying for one another, keep reading, and keep standing these scriptures, right? And reading these prophecies and getting that understanding and making yourself wise in these last days, man, through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. And with that, Shalom.